Let's add some conversation to this Kyle Pitts to Dallas talk. Let's listen.
Dallas Cowboys allegedly either called the Falcons, spoke to the Falcons about Kyle Pitts. Now, as we know, nothing came out of it. How do we know? Because Kyle Pitts is still a part of the Atlanta Falcons. But this is being rumored. And
SI's got it now from their Cowboy Fan Nation spot.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how much goes into this. I think there are a lot of conversations about a lot of guys. Once the season kind of gets underway, it's hard. And we'll talk to Sigmund here in just a second. Sigmund Bloom from footballguys.com. We've talked about this. This is not the NBA. Okay? It's certainly not MLB, where you trade for a shortstop, guy comes in, and the game fundamentally doesn't change. It takes a minute in the NFL for guys to get acclimated, whether it's learn the playbook, whether it's how they're going to be used. We've seen this. And there have been trades in the NFL. If you're a pass rusher, Mike, it might be easier. Just go pass rush. But when you're talking about an offensive system and you're coming in, it's different. So anyways, that rumor is out there, but I don't think it means anything.
Yeah, our buddy Fish in Dallas reported that a friend of his, James Slater from NFL Network, checked, said the Falcons were asked about it, and they said no, and probably hung up.
Which is why I said I'm not making anything of it.
It's early in the guys. It's 3 weeks in the season. Have some perspective.
Now, I'm with the belief that if a player is unhappy where he's at, then you paid good money for this guy as far as a draft capital. Why not allow this brother to test out the market? And if you can get something back in return, then it's a win for you. Now, as far as this rumor, it is what it is. When there's smoke, there's absolute fire. So if the Cowboys really want to get Kyle Pitts, then make them an offer that they can't refuse. Granted, tight ends in this particular space, it takes time to develop. It takes time for them to pick up systems. And he's not fitting in for the Atlanta Falcons. So when we look at this, we see him just not playing pretty well. And if you look at what Jake Ferguson did, he's been doing a remarkable job in our system, and he's ahead of Kyle Pitts. But Kyle Pitts and Jake Ferguson, shoot, that will be nice for us. I don't want to label Kyle Pitts as a bust, but I'm going to tell you guys right now that he will be beneficial for this particular team. And if you look at it and contextualize the fact that we do have Luke Schoonmaker and we do have Peyton Hendershot, it's going to be another 2 to 3 years for those boys to get on their good foot. But Kyle Pitts, he got the ability to change the game in a whole different type of way and flavor. He will be the good opposite tight end for Jake Ferguson. He can block. He can catch downfield. He can do those things for you. And he can be that red zone target for the Cowboys. Now, granted, it is still early in the season, and you may have to wait a few more weeks before the Falcons will be willing to pull that trigger. But when there's smoke, there's a lot of fire. And, hey, we're going to take heed to this. If the Cowboys ready to be all in for Kyle Pitts, then pull the trigger. That's all I'm saying. When you have a team close to this kind of caliber, let's figure out ways to make sure you reinforce this team on offense. We've been stalemate in the red zone. Granted, it's still way too early, but hey, we've seen crazier things happen in the National Football League. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. DC for life. Let's go.